Hello and welcome all. Today we're going to talk about JUnit 4 and JUnit 5 few annotations, and this is the part 3 session. So let me jump onto the Eclipse and let me open. And so in the session 3 we'll be talking about few additional annotations that we have not used. Okay. So let me take the previous example what we have done. So this is a JUnit 5. So this is a JUnit 5. Let me take the same example, same test case what I have used in our previous session. So this is a simple test case to test the length. Okay. So we have taken predefined class known as string. String. Okay. I given the wrong name. I'll go to Project Explorer and change the name. No, test string. Okay. I'll say next and finish. Okay. It got changed. String. I'm testing the string. So okay. Test string. So taking the sample, the same example and what we have done in our previous session. So I'm testing the length of the string and taking some string, and on top of it I'm doing the cut operation, name dot length. Cut is nothing but I'm doing cut operation condition under test. So I'm calling the method. On top of it I'm saying find out the length of the string. So I'm say that name dot length. When I say name dot length, I'm getting the length of this string. So I'll be storing inside this length, and I'll be using assert equals. Assert equals is going to compare the values, the given. It's going to compare the expected value and the given value. So I'm expecting 4. This is expected value, and the actual value is this. I'm getting after calling the name dot length. I will be storing this length, right? So this is the actual value. So I'm comparing both these two. If both are equal, this test case will be passed. So let me select this and run it as JUnit. If both are equal, so this is my test case. You can see the green bar. Let me place my cursor on it. What happened? Okay. Okay. As it is a path, you can see the number of runs is 1 of 1 and I don't have any errors. Let me give 5. And let me run it again. So when you run this time, it will be fail. Okay. Let me save this and run it as JUnit. So this time it's going to fail. So you can see this test case has run under 0.058 seconds, and this is the error. Let me place my cursor there. Java.lang.assert error. Expected value is 5, but it was 4. So that's the reason, as there is a mismatch, it's failing. Okay. So here I'm testing one string value. Let me test the multiple string values. So let me create one more test case. I will say test multiple strings. Okay. Okay, so what I will be doing is I will be taking one. Let me copy this. Let me take save this as name too. So let me change the name. Let me say that I want to test the array of the strings. Okay, so I will say I need to test multiple strings. Okay, let me keep this one. Okay, so let's say that my names, I have multiple names, so I'll be using array. So inside this array, I will be giving the list of values. I will say Jim, and I will say, let me say the other values, Harry. So we'll close it place it inside the flower brackets because it is the array of this string. Okay. So let me say that I need to test. I'm doing some cut operation, code under test. So what I will be saying is, first of all, I will be calculating the length of the first string, that is name of array of 0. So I'll be calculating the length of the string. I will be placing it beside the length one. Then we'll write this condition. So as I need to test the second, name, what I will be doing is I'll be doing one more cut operation. So this time I will say the name of z1, and I will be storing inside the length 2. So to test this condition, what I'll be writing one more asset equal. So I will say I'm expecting 3, and the actual value is length 2. Okay. So similarly, to test the third value, what I will be doing is I'll be using I will be using name of array of 3. I'll be testing it this too, and once it is done, I will be using this assert equal condition one more time to test the third string. Okay, to test the third name. In this way, I can write multiple asserts to pass all my conditions. So let me test this. Select this method and say run it as JUnit. What are the errors? I don't see any errors. Let me select this and run it as JUnit. You can see all my two conditions are passed. So no, the selected condition is passed. Test multiple length is passed. I don't see any errors. But so the first length of the first string is 4. This is the actual value. I'm getting 4, and this is my expected value. For the string 2, the expected value is 3, and the actual value is also 3. Okay, so that's the reason why it's passed. In the third condition, my expected length is 5, and the actual length is also 5. So let me fail one condition. Let's say that for the second condition, second string, let me give it as 2. Let's save it. So here you can see I am testing 3 conditions with the 3 different values in a single test case. So let me fail the second condition. Okay, I am giving length as 2, but the actual length will be 3. Let me test this. You can see it got failed. Why? Because expected is 2 but was 3. And other important thing is I have 3 conditions, but I'm getting in one string. So you can see I'm getting only one string. That's the other the thing what we have to do. So what we can do? So what are the different possible ways we can handle such kind of conditions, especially to test the multiple strings? If at all we need to test the array of the strings, okay. So do we need to write these multiple conditions and doing multiple cut operations? So do we need to do such kind of thing, or do we have any other alternative annotations to handle such kind of scenarios? So for such to handle such kind of things, we have an annotation known as parameterized test. Okay, let me keep this aside and let me copy this and paste it. I will say I will name this test case as test multiple array of strings. Okay. So here what I'm doing is I'm writing multiple conditions. So let me delete all this. Okay. Let me delete all these things. So this is my array of strings, right? So to test such kind of conditions, I have an annotation known as, instead of test, we need to make use of the annotation known as parameterized control space, parameterized test. Instead of test, we need to use parameterized test. Along with it, we need to use one more annotation known as value source, control space, value source. Or you can say and control space. It will automatically show you the annotation. So this is the value source. Here the values, here what we'll be doing is we'll be providing the list of values that we need to pass. So let me say control, let me click parenthesis. Inside the parenthesis, what I'm going to do is let me enter control space. When you say control space, it's going to show the different data types it's going to accept. It's going to accept byte, chars, classes, double floats, ints, longs, and along with it string, array of strings. So I'll be using the last option, array of strings. So I will say enter. So now this is accepting array of strings. So, so what is the strings? So I'm going to copy all this and place it inside the array of the system. So these are the values. So I'm passing the values inside. Okay. So let's say that I'm going to testing. Okay. So this is the one. Here I have passed all the values here. Okay. And this test of array should have one parameter. What is that? It can be of any data type. So as we are testing string, I will test string values. Value. Okay. So and this is the I will say to find the length on the uh, on the on the value. So let me explain what could happen. So I'm using two annotations instead of test. I'm using parameters test. I'm using one more annotation to accept the values. Okay. So I'm using the annotation known as value source. In the value source, I am providing array of the strings. So I have placed all my strings that I need to be tested. So and this is my method, right? So this method needs to accept the value, the string of value, because this is of the type of string. So what it's going to do is, so I have three values, right? I have three values, 1, 2, and 3. So this method will execute for 3 times for the 3 iterations. So if it has 5 values, this thing is going to execute for the 5 times. If it's going to have 10 times, it's going to execute for the 10 times. So I have the 3 values, it's going to execute for the 3 times. First of all, it will take the first value and pass it here. Then it's going to come here and it's going to calculate the length of that particular string. Okay, and it's going to save inside the length. Then we can use asset true of boolean. I can say length is okay. So here the condition is um, asset equals, so it's going to take the first value. Why am I getting asset? Why got error? Okay. Okay, fine. So what's happening is I have taken assert equals 5 comma length. So so here what I'm doing is I'm comparing the actual length comma this thing. Okay. So first of all, it's going to take the A.S.I.F as a value. Then it's going to come here and here I have given 4. This is the expected value and this is the actual value. The first condition will be pass. So then it's going to take the second value. Second value is going to come pass inside the value. It's going to take it as a value and then value dot length. It's going to calculate the value on the the value. Then it's going to store inside the length, and this time it will be 3. So 3 is not equal to 4. So second condition will be fail. So then it's going to take the third value Harry. It's going to pass it as Harry, and then it's going to calculate the length on top of it, and it's going to store inside the length, and then it's going to compare 4 with the actual value Harry. So it is 5. So 4 comma 4 is equal to 5, it's false. So the first condition will be pass and the second and third condition will be, it will be failed. So let me test this. Let me select this and say run it as JUnit. So you can see I have got three conditions, but I have the single test. So the single test, but I got the three different. It's showing me three different cases. Okay. So first condition is pass. Okay, this condition is what happened. Let me select this. Okay. So this is the array of the strings, right? Okay. Let me select that method name, and say run it as JUnit. Here you can see I'm testing the test array of string of length. Here the first condition is pass because you can see the first condition is length is 4. So I have hard coded the value, expect value. So it is 4. Okay. The second value is Jim, and it is 3 characters. So the 3 is not mismatching with this, so it is failing. So whereas the third condition is a had it's a 5, so the 4 is not equal to 5, again it's failing. So these are the two conditions it's failing. So let me do one thing. So let me take one scenario. Let's take that I need to test the string. So I need to test the string to verify whether its length is greater than 0 or not. So let's say that I need to test that this scenario. So what I will be doing is, first of all, um, so I need to take string and test whether it is greater than 0 or not. So for that, I will be using this condition. I will say assert true. So assert true of Boolean condition. What is my condition? So this is my expected value. So true is my expected value. So the condition is I will say length is greater than 0 or not. Length is greater than 0 or not. So let me test this condition. So first of all, what it is going to do? First of all, this array of string will take the value. For what is the first value? It will be A.S.I.F. So it's going to calculate the length of it, and the length will be 4. So length 4 is greater than 0 or not, it will be true. So this will be pass. So it will take the second condition, it will be length will be 3, and 3 is greater than 0, again this condition will be true. So where it will take for third value, the third variable is also greater than 0, so it will be pass. So in this way, it would iterate. It would iterate for 3 times. So in all the 3 times, the length will be 0. It will be always greater than 0, so it is going to pass. So let me select my method and run it as JUnit. You can see test array of string. It has created three conditions. So it's showing separately. You can see the first array it has taken ASIF. The second iteration it has taken the Jim. The third iteration it has taken the Harry. Okay. Okay. Let me take one. Let me add one more string with the name with the empty code. The empty code. So it will be taken as what? So let's test this. So the fourth value is the fourth condition is fourth iteration. It will take it as space. So let me select my method and say run it as JUnit. You can see the fourth condition got failed. First three conditions length is greater than 0, it got passed, but whereas my fourth condition, where is it? So whereas my fourth condition, let me place my cursor. I got assert error. So let me copy the trace. Let me place it here. So what it's saying is I got assert error. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. I got the assert error because it's not able to find. It is not going to. It's not taking it as space. So let me give space here and let me run it one more time. So this time all my conditions are passed. Okay. So this is the space, right? This is one. So it will take that one as one. So it has taken. You can see the fourth value. It has um, fourth value is also passed. Okay. In this way, we can test different ways. In this way, we can, if at all we need to test multiple iterations, we can make use of the parameterized test along with the value source. So this way, we can test the multiple iterations. We can test the multiple strings. Okay. But if you look at this JUnit, you can see I got the method name. Okay, that's fine. But whereas the conditions, the different the conditions, what I'm doing, it's showing the value. Let's say that I need it to display a proper message. Let's say that I want it to display a proper message. So you can see it's showing the values. I don't want this. I need a proper message to be displayed. So for that, what I will be doing is I will go to parameterize test. Inside it, I will be passing something. So what I will say is uh, I will say, let me say control space. When I say control space, it's name. So name is equal to, what I will do is inside it, it's a string type. You can see it's of name is of the string type, data type. So inside it, what I will say is the first one is array of zero, right? So array of zero is this one. So whenever you get this name, say, so what I will say is 0 is nothing but this. If I will say length is, what I will say arrow of length. So I'm passing this value here. Okay. So let me save this and run it as the JUnit. Why this got failed? Let me select the method and run it as JUnit. Save this. What happened? Okay, and so you can do one thing. You can select this, say right click on it and say run. What happened? Okay, it's saying next exception. Okay. So what it's saying that it's not able to take the length here as a parameter. So that's the reason why it's showing this thing. So what I will say is name of 0. So I will use this. So you can't see, you can have use the, you can't use the values which are present inside this method. So you can use this. So I'll say name is this. So I'll save it and run it as JUnit. Okay, this time it's successful, and you can see the proper names here. So name is this. Name is Jim. Name is Harry. Name is we have not given any name, right? It's blank. So it's showing the proper values. So all my conditions are with the proper name. So if at all you want to give some values to a proper name to it, then you can make use of the parameterized test inside it. You can use the attribute known as name, and you can give the conditions accordingly. You can give the values accordingly, names accordingly. Okay? So that's about the testing the string, whether it's greater than 0 or not. So let me take one more example. So I have taken a single array of the string. So let me test the uppercase. For uppercase, what I will say is test, and we'll say void of, it should not be public because I'm using JUnit 5. I will say test uppercase. Okay, this is the method. So to test the method, what I will say is I will say take name, and I will say name dot to uppercase, and I will say inside the uppercase. Then I will be using assert equals. Okay, assert array equals. So it's saying that instead of using the object, okay, it's saying to use that one. Okay, I'll do one thing. Okay, fine. I'll use this. So, so expected value is this, and the actual value is this, right? So I'll say this, and let me test this condition. We have already practiced this condition on previous session. I have run it as JUnit. You can see it's pass, and this my condition is pass. I got the green bar. Okay, fine. So let me complicate this thing. So let me say that I need to test the area of the string. So let's say that this is my condition. So let's say that this is my condition. So I need to compare. So let's say that I need to compare the two strings. Okay, two strings. So one is the expected value, other one is the actual value. So I will be providing one value. So what I will do is I will provide the both expected values and actual value. So this is the second condition. So I will be providing both expected value and actual value. So so what I will do is I will convert it into uppercase. So let me show that example. So let's say that I have an array of strings. So let me use the same example. So I'm using array of strings, so I'll be using parameters just. So remove this for now. So I have the strings in this way. Let's say that I'm providing both expected value and actual value. So for that, what I will do is, so this is my value source, right? I will delete. Let me delete everything. Control space. Okay. So the value source, let me control space and say this is my array of strings. So array of strings. So when I say array of strings, I should have the flower brackets. Inside the flower brackets, I need to give flower brackets. So what I will do is, I'm providing both expected and as well as uh, actual values. So for that, so I'm providing both the values. So array of the both expected and actual values. For that, I'll be using double quotes. So instead the double quotes, so let's say that uh, this is my actual value, actual string. This is my expected string, and this is my actual string. Okay. This is my expected, and this is the actual. So I'm passing both the values. So actual, I will be doing few conversions. I'll be consuming this. Let's say that I'm passing these two arrays. So I can pass in this way. Okay, let me select one more array. Say Harry. So these are the two strings. This is the expected and the actual, expected and actual. So I need to consume these values. So I need to consume these values. So I need to pass it to the test of string. So I need to have, I need to make it as parameterized. So what I will say is the control space. Okay, it's not showing anything. So it need to accept two values, right? First one is expected. The second parameter is actual. Okay. So this is the condition. Once I get this thing, what I will be doing is I'll be converting. So okay. So I made a small mistake. Here, if I am taking one string of arrays, then I can make use of these strings. But I'm taking this combination, actual comma expected. Then I should not use the strings. Instead, I need to use. So let me delete all this stuff. So let me control space. So I should not use this value source. So instead I should make use of this. So when you say control space, it's expecting only string of arrays. But mine is I'm passing the values in the form of expected comma actual. So for that, this annotation is not going to support. So instead of this annotation, I'm going to make use of some other annotation. Let me enter control space. Click add the annotation. So instead of value source, I'll be using something known as CSV. CSV source. This is from the Jupyter. You can see both are from Jupyter. So if you are reading from the file, then you need to use this. So I'm not using the reading from the file, so I'll be using CSV source. So inside this CSV source, comma separated value here. So the comma separated value. So you can see it has saying it is showing the it is we can pass two two ways. One is the delimiter, other one is values. So I'll be using this. Okay. So values is equal to this. So I'm calling. So this is the comma separated value. So comma separated value. So here the comma is separated. So by default the delimiter is comma and closing flower brackets. So as I'm passing comma separated value, so I'll be using CSV source. Okay. So this my method will take me two string values. One is expected, other one is actual value. So, okay. So once I get the expected value, what I will do is I will say actual dot to uppercase. I'll be converting it to uppercase and I will be saying it to the uppercase. So then I'll be using assert. Assert equals to string. Long expected, double expected. Okay, I will use this. So this is my expected, this is my actual, right? So I'm expecting, expected is expected, just to differentiate. I'm changing the name. So expected is exp. So actually is this. So I'm converting it to uppercase and passing it. So this way. So here what I'm doing is, so as I'm passing the comma separated value, so I'm using the CSV annotations. And the parameter string is because I'm passing separately. I need to test the iteration. I need to run it in multiple iterations by passing multiple values. So how I'm passing the values? I'm passing the form of comma separated values. Okay, and I'm passing two ways. I'm consuming it as first. I'm taking the first string as expected value and second string as actual value. Anything is fine. It's up to you. You can change the value and can change accordingly. So after reading this, first of all, what it's going to do is, first of all, it's going to take this value, this comma separated value. Okay, so this my test string uppercase test of array. Array of string uppercase values. Yes, let me say test CSV comma separated string of arrays to uppercase. Okay, I've given some name. Okay, so I'm testing this thing. So first of all, what it's going to do? It's going to take this combination. Okay, this comma separated value. So this will be the expected, and this will be my actual value. So on the actual value, what I'm doing is I'm converting it to the uppercase and saying inside the uppercase. Then I'm using the condition known as asset equals of expected. So the expected is nothing but this. Okay, and I'm comparing it with the uppercase. As I've converted to uppercase, this thing. So this thing will be converted as uppercase and then it's going to run. In the same way, then it's going to check for other value. So it's going to take this combination, comma separated value, and then it's going to consume and it's going to change it to the uppercase and then next it's going to read this combination. In this way, it's going to run for the 3 iterations. So if we have 4 values, it's going to run for the 4 times. So let me test this. I got some exception. Let me save this. Okay. You can see my test case is pass. So I have the 3 conditions. So the 3 conditions are passed. You can see the 3 conditions. One is the same test case. So I have this taking the A.S.I.F comma A.S.I.F and next one is the Jim gamma Jim and next Harry comma Harry. So I don't want these values to be displayed. So what I will be doing, I will be using parameters type. So here what I will say is uh, the control space. When I say control space, this is the attribute, only attribute available. Okay, I will say name is equal to um, I will say expected value is um, first value. Okay, I will say this will be taken as 0 and this will be taken as 1. So in the second iteration, this will be taken as 0 and this will be taken as 1. The third iteration, this will be taken as 0 and this will be taken as 1. Okay. Whereas here in top condition, what we are saying, so this will be taken as 0, this will be taken as 1, this will be taken as 2. But here we are using comma separated value, right? So this will be taken as 0, 1, this one 0, 1, 0, 1. Okay. And that way it's going to run. No, 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 no. Okay, this I'm taking array of 0. The first time it will be when it will take this as 0. The second iteration when it reads again it will take this as 0. The third iteration will take then it will take this as 0. That's what it's going to run. Okay, so I'm saying expected value. Uh, I will say actual value. Actual value of 0, not 0. This is 0 and this 1, right? So I will say 1. 1 is 1 is converted to uppercase. How it's converted? It's converted as 0, right? I can't use this. Okay. Also given some no. So this converted to uppercase as this array of 1, array of 0. So let me select my test case, test method, my method, run it as JUnit. You can see, let me expand this test case so you can see. So I got the meaningful names here. I got the meaningful names. So actual value is this, it's converted to uppercase this, and Jim and Harry, all these things you can see. I'm getting proper names. So that way we can make use of parameterized test.